All right, recall the case of People versus George White.
Sam Bernstein again for Mr. White, Your Honor.
Reference, before I passed the case, we had a bench conference about some phone calls that were made, and I let you talk to your client. Also, that there at least was an indication that the defendant may have been within 1/2 mile of the excluded zone. We called over to community corrections. They've indicated that there is no violations at this point, so I'm not going to deal with that. But
I can address the phone calls if the court would like.
yes, please.
There is something of a story, and we're not going to litigate the probate stuff matters, but so there's been a very stressful situation going on with George White's mother being sick in the hospital. Apparently he has like an alternate medical power of attorney. The complaint he does, yes.
Okay.
Or medical power of attorney. I don't know how to phrase it. Okay. Oh, let me just go first and we'll see.
He's got the medical power.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think the victim might also have like a medical power of attorney or a claimed medical power of attorney. And so he said that he was like signing paperwork for like an immediate surgery, and that he was like stopped in the middle of signing it. And they said that the other person, the victim, was like wanting something different for the mother. And so he says that he gave his phone to a nurse who made the calls to the victim, that he did not call her. And that when he learned that she was there, he later went into like another section of the hospital to like stay far away from the situation.
So you're saying, just so that I'm clear, all 6 of the calls were from that?
Yes, he says they were made like back to back to back.
That was on the 4th.
Right.
Or what about the 2nd?
I don't know about this. No, I don't know. But he says, he told me he has no wish to speak with her at all, that he hasn't spoken with her, and that he doesn't want to go near her or have anything to do with her whatsoever. So he definitely doesn't. It wasn't like a don't show up to court kind of situation. He just doesn't want to have contact with her whatsoever. It seems like there may be some sort of like kind of probate-ish issue with like medical powers of attorney and who may or may not have power or something, but the appropriate forum to litigate that wouldn't be, I don't think it would be Judge Simpson. It would be another forum, and that's not really for today, I would suggest. But I think that's sort of like the backdrop of what happened here. But I mean, either way, I mean, he's not supposed to have any contact with her. And I think he knows that, and he doesn't wish to speak with her on any basis. I'll let you talk.
One of the calls was on March 2nd, and then on the 4th, one of the calls that was made was 2 hours before the back-to-back calls that were supposedly from the nurse. We would be concerned with the contact with the victim.
I won't stop you from talking if you want to contact.
First and foremost, she gave a dep while I was in jail.
She what?
A dep, one of the deps in jail. I was in the tank right there. I hadn't been arraigned yet. Gave him her number to give to me. Never contacted her. I don't want to. She's a devil. She's evil like my mom.
Oh, God. Can you imagine how sick you would have to be to think that it would be a good idea that this clown should have your power of attorney?
Okay, look. But anyways, the situation at the hospital was when she got transported from Dearborn to Royal.
She being who?
My mother. And I was there with her. She vomited 4 buckets of blood. She was going to die right there.
She must be a vampire if she can vomit 4 buckets of blood and not be dead.
Okay, sir.
Now, during that exact moment.
The judge is talking.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I agree, Mr. Bernstein, that I'm not going to sit here to try to litigate the probate matter in terms of a power of attorney, but the victim's relationship to the defendant is what?
Ex-wife.
That figures.
That moment.
No, but we can't interrupt the court.
Was the power of attorney granted after your divorce?
The power of attorney was verbally given.
Most likely, meaning that the vampire didn't give him anything at all.
In Dearborn and fraudulently taken.
Can you just Answer my question
Sorry, yes, it was verbally yes.
before the divorce.
Well, there was no power of attorney before we've been divorced for a year and a half. It was given to me at Dearborn.
So, no, it wasn't.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Mr. Jeez, oh, mate. Well, without doing more checking, I don't know that I can figure out these phone calls. I understand what you're saying, Miss. And I don't want the victim contacted from your phone at all, ever. Am I clear?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
What part of Carpenter Road do you live on?
I live on, actually, it's right there.
What are your cross streets?
I'm right in the middle between Washtenaw and Packard.
The block that I'm creating, which is the exclusion zone, is east of Carpenter, south of Washtenaw, west of Gulfside, north of Ellsworth. So that we're clear, sir, you're going to have to stay on that west side of Carpenter Road. You're not to travel on the eastbound Carpenter at all. So if you got to go around the block to get to your place, you're just going to have to go around the block. Am I clear? Is that a yes?
Yes. I'm trying to picture it in my head.
What are you trying to picture in your head?
He's probably trying to think of those things we call thoughts, and by the sound of him, that seems to be a concept he's not familiar with.
So like you say, crossing Carpenter, what about? And then it hits Washtenaw. So are you talking about that corner right there would be like exclusion, or does that also cross
You know what he sounds like? The first version of Google Maps.
over to the other side of Washtenaw?
I can picture it in my mind. I'll show you on the Google Maps afterwards.
Gold.
Thank you.
It's like a block. I get it.
Well, I just don't want to get it wrong. Because if I get it wrong,
That block, you cannot go in that block. Okay.
okay.
So he's saying if there's stores along there that you like to go to, you're gonna have to go to different stores.
What if they're on my side?
Your side, fine.
Okay.
You can't go to any of those places between those streets, okay?
You can go to Kroger, Home Depot, and Lowe's.
So like there's a gas station there and there. I
Can't go to Meijer.
but I can go to that
You can go
Can't go to Target.
one on like towards this jail.
You can't go onto holy grounds, and you can't wake your mum up when the fiery ball is in the sky.
The matter of the city of Wyandotte versus Cecilia Randall. Good morning, your name for the record, please.
On behalf of Ms. Randall,
Your name, please, ma'am?
Cecilia Randles?
Are you recording?
No, I haven't.
Last name's familiar, but that's right, you were supposed to have been here back in May of 24,
correct, Your Honor.
and then again in September of 24. And now you're here because you're in custody.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and so counsel adds to the arraignment.
Your Honor, asked the arraignment sheet stand mute to the charge, waive form reading of those charge, and ask that a plea of not guilty be entered.
Court will waive formal reading, enter plea of not guilty for purpose of the arraignment. We'll schedule this matter for pre-trial on March 19th at 10:30 a.m. And counsel, as to bond.
As to bond, Your Honor, Ms. Randall is charged in this particular case with driving while license suspended. She indicates to me the reason she didn't appear is when she was stopped and informed that her license was suspended, it appears it may have been suspended for an outstanding ticket. She went to go out of town for a while, but prior to going out of town, she paid the outstanding ticket, clearing up the suspension. I understand, Your Honor, that doesn't absolve her of coming to court at this point in time. She believed, as she informed me, that she thought, well, this matter's over, I paid the ticket, hence she didn't appear for the arraignment at this time. She now has a valid operator's license because this is outstanding. I'm laughing only because
I'm an idiot.
of the circumstances. She went to, I believe it was Tennessee, spent some time down there with some tournament, and
Was it tournament?
a baseball tournament for her son. And she returned, thought this matter was resolved, and the address, I just bring that all to your attention because, as you've indicated, she was also supposed to come back, come sometime in September. And
Right.
Hence, she was probably not aware, I'm saying that, of her not appearing on the second day. I guess, Your Honor, what we're asking for is a personal bond in this particular matter. She wants to get this matter resolved as quickly as possible. As she resolved the other ticket, when she was aware of it. So we're asking for a personal bond, and she'll be here next week to resolve this matter. Is that correct?
Ma'am, here's the problem. You've had a number of opportunities to appear in court and you have not.
I honestly, I paid the ticket and like, it sounds stupid, but I'm not used to this stuff. So I just kind of paid it and I thought that like it went away and that was it. And I don't know, I kind of never got anything in the mail after that. So I just figured my license was valid and that was that.
And to which court did you owe the ticket, ma'am?
I'm sorry, what was that?
To which court did you owe the ticket?
I believe it was Wyandotte.
You received notice from this court because you notified us of your new address in Rockwood.
I live in Lincoln Park now. I haven't lived in Rockwood in a while.
Ma'am, we wouldn't have had the Rockwood address had you not contacted us, because the original address that we had was whited out and we hand wrote in the Rockwood address. So I know you contacted this court to give us your new address. So you were very much aware that you had a court date that you needed to appear for.
I honestly didn't.
Hasn't Mr. Bogart been here before?
I'm sorry, what?
Has Mr. Bogart been here before?
Yes, he has.
Right.
That's a totally different case than mine.
And I'm aware of that. The two of you reside together. So he could give you information as to how that works, is my point.
But like I said, I don't know. I paid my ticket and I thought it was just gone. I was on my way to work today. I didn't know.
Oh God, here comes the snivel tactics.
So I'm sorry.
Where do you work?
I own my own cleaning business that I opened in December.
How long have you been back in Michigan?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How long have you been back in Michigan?
Maybe I misspoke, Your Honor. I don't believe she permanently left for a lengthy period of time. She went down with her family for some sort of a baseball tournament, but it was a short period of time.
My son's in travel baseball, and last year when my license was suspended before we left for Kentucky, I paid my ticket so my license wouldn't be suspended so I could drive to Kentucky for his travel baseball tournament. And then, I don't know, after I paid the ticket, like I said, I didn't know I had to come back to court. I paid it and that was it.
Have you changed your address with the Secretary of State or with the post office?
I thought I did that in the very beginning. I mean, I've been living at 1030 for the last 3 years. So, and I just got a new car last April. So my address should change with Secretary of State and everything like that.
We had your address in Rockwood in there. Who lives at that address in Rockwood?
That's my old address in Rockwood. That's where I used to live. I used to live in an apartment in Rockwood on Huron River Drive.
All right. Do you have $250, ma'am?
No, I don't. My mother-in-law was coming to pay $150 to bail me out. That's what they told me that I could pay today to get out.
$1,500, 10% bond. You are to appear in court next Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. If you do not appear, a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
If you are new to my channel, please subscribe as I edit these cases and remove all of the mundane, boring, repetitive stuff. And I even remove the silences, so you get only the juicy bits, which I think are always the best bits. Are looking for another episode that has all the boring stuff cut out and gives you just the good stuff, then here a couple that may interest you. Enjoy.